Hi, today I would like to demonstrate a different technique that we can use to query the data within Excel. You can do it using VBA and you can write the code within VBA to do the query, but sometimes for the people who doesn't have the knowledge how to write the code, it might be take a little bit time to write it, and it's really confusing for the people to see it. So I just developed one other library here which can help the user to query the data without knowing anything about VBA. So here let's take a look at some data and then we can use it to do something that's more useful. Here is the structures of the data. When I copy the data out into spreadsheet, it will look like this. We don't see the tabbing or anything that can tell you the hierarchy of data. So we are going to construct this one right here so that it's more easy for people to see, and we can keep it as a record for something else. So this is data. I will output the data into this spreadsheet here, so it may be easier for you to see. The first step I'm going to do is that I will copy data from the transit upper, do some breakdown in the data. Notice that for the branch node, there is some information in the end that can tell you what is the level of the data. But for the leaf node, you don't have any information at all. The code that I write, this is the library I write. There's some parameters that you will pass in. It will execute the commands F2, which means this one. This is a query I will do to do this work. And the result will be output in the result one. So let's run this one. Here we have the data, copy it out. As I say, we can get the data level for it, but we cannot get this for this level, this leaf node. So the next step I'm going to do is that I will find the parent IDs for each leaf node. Here is the query that I will execute. You can stop the program later on, video later on to look at the code. And here is the library, that the same library is this one right here, same parameter, different parameters that we pass in. This time we will execute the F3 and the result we put in the result 2. Take a little bit time. Hmm. 5 seconds. Okay. So here is a parent ID of this one. So the leaf node here have the parents in number 3. For this stuff right here, have the parent in this 22. So the next step I'm going to do is that I will complete the data level for all node. Notice that at this step right here, the leaf node, we don't know the data at the level of it. So I will use the parents to figure out the level. So there's a query I will run right here, and then the libraries that will execute that library query and put the result out in the result 3. Done. So result 3. Now I complete this information right here. The next step I will have to do is I have to do manually, because something with the Excel that convert this one into text. I will deal with that later on, but just for the purpose of this video, we have to convert this one to be numbers in order for it to run. So the next step is that I will complete the parent IDs for all the nodes. Recall that we don't have a parent's ID for the branch node yet, so I will complete that. Then this is the query that we will use, and I will execute this one using the same library. Done. And the result will be output in the result 5. Still running. How can I know it? Because the equal sign is still here. There is the entrance in behind, that we remove the equal sign when it's finished, so that when you open the spreadsheet, it doesn't execute the command over and over again. So now we finish this step. Next, here I will show you how the dynamic programming is. I still use the same function call here, but before we don't pass any parameters. Here is a parameter passing here, but here I'm going to pass parameters. There are two parameters I'm passing here is the data level and the table. Apparently Excel a little bit tricky. That's when you try to query on the data set that have no data, which is on result. Apparently, I'll put the data in the result 5, which should not be. Let me change it to result 4 and redo this one real quick. Okay, so data is in the result 4, result 5. I should delete this one because that will be the next step. So result 5 right here. As you come back, there's two parameters I'm passing in data level because we will recursively go through it to find out the parent's information and fill in the gap. I will demonstrate it later on and you will see it. And the data table, as I say, I had to use the result from result 5 to put the information in. So the data tables, for the first step, I have to get the first node. The grandparents node cannot be due from the result 5. So I have to use these parameters, is this stuff right here. This is point to these 8. So this is a formula for it, and then so there's no data, I would take it as 4, and there's data, I would take it as 5. So if you look at the query is different. See, this is a parameter passing. But for traditional SQL, you cannot change the table where you query the data, or you cannot change the field. But with this one right here, you can actually be able to do it. So that's it, one step. The second step is this. I have to update the information into the list when it finished. And this is a query we do this. And the thing is, I can switch moving from data level 1, 2, 3, and using this one, simple one. I don't have to write a long coding as we complicated because I'm passing the parameters inside here. And this is a loop. For Excel user, you cannot use the loop. There's no way you can do it. You can use some trick to do it, but it's not actually act like a loop. But here, there is a function that allows you to execute it. So this function will do is that I will execute from 1 first. It will show you more clear. That we will do 1 time only, from 1 to 1. This is the cursors, and I call this cursor in this one is the data level because it will pass the parameters, the value back into these two functions. And this loop right here, we execute E7 and E8, which is this one and this one in order. So I do it 1 time first for you to see it. So the first time I do it, that. So I'll go to result 5, you see this. What it does is this, it copies the data from result 4 in here. And then the second query is we'll copy this stuff and put it here. So that we know it, okay, it's level 1 and it's this one. Let me do a few more and then you can see the why we do it like this. So I will do it only 2 times this time, then you will see. And I will do from 2 to 3 because we already do 1. Oh, notice this. The output position in the previous one is, for example, this one is result 4. But for this one right here, the output position is D6, D7, because here we don't use the insert statement. I find out insert this work, but it's a little bit slow for Excel to execute it. So I use select statement. So if you don't change the positions that where you output, the position will get override. The new data will override the old one. So with this one, you can dynamically change the position where you put the data. And here we just execute 2 to 3. So go back here, you'll see that this is 1, 2 data level 2 is copy over, have the parent is this one, and itself, the level 2 is itself, it's own information. Now go to level 3, you can see it. So level 3, you have the parents. The first one is the really first one. The second one will be the parents of it. And the third one will be itself. This is how you build it. So now let's do it for a few of them more, and then I can do the pivot that can show you the result, how it looks. So let's do it up to 7 times. I don't want to do the whole thing because it might take a little bit time. Done. So go back here. I have the whole table here. So let me do the pivot on this one, and you can see what I'm trying to do. So I do the pivot table, and so I drag down, boom, 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 boom. So look at this. So this one, Canadian banking, and this one is this one down here. The others maybe will a little bit different with the other one. So here, and then inside it, we have brand. This is something down here. But let's look for the commercial S. The commercial S will be one of the items down. Oh, this is PC. This is PCP underscore S. So this is something down here. Oh, this one right here, commercial. Here you have commercial, and this is the one the same level with the commercial S. Will be something down here. Okay, so it works. So you have the whole thing here. And this is just demonstrate you that you can do the query directly from Excel without knowing anything about coding.